Hello, Shalom. Welcome to what for me is an unusual broadcast but a necessary one. Since my timeline is being flooded with this Surviving R. Kelly series that's being aired on Lifetime, and persons who I know suddenly have got a very strong moral conscience that I have to address this morning. So please permit me or grant me a few moments to address this matter that, as I've said before, is occupying too much of my timeline space. And I must deal with this. Why? Because the church is also getting itself involved in this Surviving R. Kelly fad. Shalom to all of you. Good to see you. This would be, yes, I am Denise. This would be a broadcast that would necessarily cause many people to be quite upset, but as usual, unable to refute what I'm saying with any degree of a clear conscience. And I thank those of you who are sharing the broadcast. You can invite other people. For some reason, folk are not getting my notifications, so I don't know why. Shalom. I have noticed a number of celebrities, as they're called, who have begun to have a voice upon the airing of this Surviving R. Kelly series. And they've begun to have such a great and a strong moral conscience that you swear these people are saints. Given the way that they certainly have a conscience that says R. Kelly is a pedophile and R. Kelly is to be muted because he is such a terrible person, and he has these women who are being held against their will, and their family members are coming out in the series, and they're beginning to speak to how much this is affecting them. And John Legend and those are having this voice of morality. And the church is buying into it. Many people I know in the church are buying into this, and they have a moral conscience. Well, I have a few questions to ask of you this morning. Since you talk about Surviving R. Kelly, can you survive, those of you participating in it, can you survive your conscience? This is why. How many of these celebrities and you who are guilty of this? It is live, Kisem. How many of you, Shalom, how many of you who are participating in the R. Kelly foolishness, can recall that this very man was married to Aaliyah when she was 15 years old? Oh, Pastor Mel, it won't be long. How many can recall that Robert Kelly was married to Aaliyah when she was 15 years old? The document of her birth was forged to claim she was 18. My daughter, one of them, is 12, about to be 13. He started being friends with Aaliyah at 14. I cannot comprehend why these celebrities, some of them were alive then, some of them were mature then, did not raise half of this moral alarm that they're raising now. Where was the church? This was no secret. Everybody knew that R. Kelly was married to Aaliyah. Who said something about it? How many people called for him to be boycotted then? How many people said mute R. Kelly then? Well, let me give you some news then. After that, hit songs like I Believe I Can Fly were made. And I am a giant, I am a tall tree, oh, I am a lion, all that. Oh, yes. And happy people, all that kind of stuff. Step to the left, step to the right. Yes, and that's it, Denise. And the church was dancing to I Believe I Can Fly, and they're flapping their wings in the church. But now, Lifetime, who has always been after R. Kelly, for whatever reason. If you don't know, there was a documentary on Lifetime about Aaliyah's life, and the focus of it was R. Kelly. So how was it that these people were enjoying the hits that he made after marrying a 14-year-old girl? But now, when he has 19, 21, 22, 23-year-old women in his house, you have a problem? Can you survive your conscience? Those of you who are doing this? I didn't know I could sing, Reg. I can't. Something has gone wrong with, and I'm telling you this for a reason. Like I said, the only reason I'm speaking to this morning is because I see church people involved in it. Otherwise than that, I had nothing to say. Now let me address this aspect about conscience further. Andrea Kelly, who's his wife, Andrea Kelly was on The View with these feminist nutcases, Whoopi Goldberg and those. Whoopi Goldberg is a feminist and a lesbian. So she wanted something to get at a man for. And Andrea Kelly, Robert Kelly's ex-wife, was saying that she was traumatized. Listen to me now. That she was abused in the back of his Hummer at one time. And while they were there, he took her hand, put her hand behind her back, and his elbow was in her neck, and she couldn't breathe. She thought she was going to die, and of course she was crying now. I thought I was going to die, and I said, Robert, you're going to kill me. And that's when he stopped. She said that when she saw a Hummer, just seeing a vehicle, a Hummer, driving on the street, she got anxiety attacks, and she would tremble and she would shake in the middle of the street because she was abused in the backseat of Robert Kelly's Hummer by her husband, then husband, Robert Kelly, R. Kelly. Okay. Sounds plausible that she had a near-death experience with this abusive man, and so she had to. Shalom Kwesi, exactly. So she can't even see a vehicle called a Hummer passing by without getting a panic attack. But the same woman is caught live on a video dancing to happy people in a car, partying in the car, and saying, that's after she left now. That's when she left R. Kelly. She's driving with a boyfriend, they claim, and she's dancing to his music. Step to the left, step to the right, and saying, ain't nobody could talk about my baby daddy. Of course, she had some colorful words to use now. She's cussing like crazy. Nobody could talk about my baby daddy. Yes, I love my baby daddy's music. And that's my baby daddy. And nobody in the world could say, I could call him crazy. I could say what I want to say about my baby daddy. But that's my baby daddy. She could listen to his music. She could dance to his music. She could say that she is the only person that could talk the F-bomb about her baby daddy, and then goes on Lifetime and goes on The View to cry. That's what you're dealing with. So simply seeing a Hummer traumatizes you, but listening to the voice of a man who wanted to kill you is entertaining. And the church fools are involving themselves in this garbage. Because you like hype. They like fads. They are moved by things, by sensuality. They don't reason. And something is wrong when celebrities who know the nature of Hollywood and Los Angeles and the industry in Atlanta could tell me that they suddenly are bothered by Robert Kelly's marrying somebody. Lifetime, did they ever make a documentary about Jerry Lee Lewis, who married his 14-year-old cousin? Have you ever seen that? Have you ever seen them making a documentary about the white guy who married his 14-year-old white cousin? And did you say them saying that they should ban Jerry Lee Lewis's music? And he had sex with the 14-year-old cousin. How many of them have called for his music to be muted? No, that's called a hit. And you don't see a problem? When did Lifetime produce a documentary on Jerry Lee Lewis marrying his 14-year-old cousin? And having sex with his 14-year-old cousin? Exactly, Daniel. It's hypocrisy. And somebody has to address this, because everybody has a moral fiber now, but nobody has a conscience to say that I was okay to I Believe I Can Fly. Look at this Michael Jackson song, You Were Not Alone. That was written after too. And they loved it. Whitney Houston song, before she died, the last hit she made. You sing it. It's inspirational. R. Kelly wrote it. So those of you who are saying that you should not listen to R. Kelly's music, and you should, please, I'm not advocating that. I don't listen to that kind of garbage. But I'm saying to you, for the sake of this discussion, those who claim that they should boycott R. Kelly, most of the songs you wouldn't listen to anymore because he's a prolific songwriter. Oh, do you know that Jay-Z was with Aaliyah too? Why didn't you boycott Jay-Z? Pedophilia is the nature of Hollywood. Let me just give you an announcement, please. If you didn't know, I'm telling you now. Pedophilia is the nature of Hollywood. It's a sick, satanic system. And there are too many people who suddenly have a moral conscience in this matter without understanding that they are a part of the problem. Why am I saying that? There was a sex tape, as they call it, a pornographic tape, with R. Kelly and a 14-year-old girl. Of course, he went to court for it. The girl, he got off because the girl said it was not her in the tape. He urinated on the child, peed on the girl. He urinated on a 14-year-old girl, called it Golden Rain. That's right, Daniel. Damon Dash was with Aaliyah too. And she was not yet 21. Look at this. Robert Kelly, R. Kelly, urinated on a 14-year-old girl in a video. Performed sexual acts with a 14-year-old girl in the video. He was in court. The girl said it was not her in the video. That's the only reason he got off. And let me help you with this, please. If the girl said it was not me, and according to law, there's therefore no witness. There's therefore no plaintiff, because she said it wasn't me. Does that mean he didn't do it to somebody? Claudette, calling me, you may be listening to another broadcast, because I don't think you understand what I'm saying, that the nature of Hollywood is pedophilia. It doesn't mean it's acceptable in Hollywood. I'm saying it is occurring in Hollywood. The 14-year-old girl in the pornographic video said it is not me. I didn't do that. It's somebody else. Her saying it was not her in the video Does that mean it was not somebody else who was 14 or someone who was 14 years old? Yes, it was a child. And what happened? Nothing. The hit songs continued. John Legend didn't talk about it. How do we now have all of these celebrities with a conscience when the video existed with him and a girl and he urinated on a 14-year-old child? And they didn't mute him then. He continued to write songs. He sang at Whitney's funeral. They didn't mute him then. And you don't see a problem with this? Let me help you to understand, please. Celebrities in this world, their conscience is determined by their thought about what will happen based on what they say. I repeat, their conscience is determined by their thought of what will happen to them financially if they say certain things. So if homosexuality is popular, everybody is down with it now. Oh yeah, it's not a problem, ma'am. Love is love, because they know if they talk against it, they lose money. That's their conscience. The conscience of a celebrity is what people will say about what I've said, not what I firmly believe. So if everybody is against R. Kelly, then I will be against him too, because I'll make money. I'll have the women now say, well, right. And the Me Too movement will like John Legend because John is speaking for that. Finally, it is said that he has a sex cult where he has women in his house, he has them entrapped, and he does whatever he wants with these women. He controls them, and the world now is alarmed to see what happens. And the 18-year-old and 19-year-old girls. Let's not talk about Hugh Hefner, the playboy hunk, who's 17, 18-year-olds sleeping with 18-year-old girls. And did anybody go to check their driver's license to see their age? They say they're 18. Who goes to his house, his mansion, the Playboy mansion, to check to see whether everyone in the house is 18 or older? Can those of you who like to defend Hugh Hefner? Because R. Kelly's a bad guy now. He has 5 or 4. Hugh Hefner has 10, 15, 20 women in his Playboy mansion. It's a tourist destination for the rich. He's Lord, exactly. He's the man at 80 plus years old having sex with 18-year-old girls. Who checks their ID to see if they're 18 years old indeed? Does he ask for the ID and publish it to the world and say, hey, this one is a new entrant, she's 18. Oh, and while we at it, who muted George Michael? Well, he's dead. But which one of them came? Did John Legend say, let's mute George Michael because he sang a song called Father Figure? I want to be your father figure. Put your tiny hand in mine. Pedophilia. He liked boys. Who said boycott the song Father Figure? No, George Michael is a legend. I want to be your preacher, teacher, anything you have in mind. I want to be your father figure. I have had enough of crime. I want to be the one who loves you till the end of time. He's talking about a boy. Where is Lifetime documentary on George Michael being a pedophile? Now, the adult women, they say he has a sex cult and he's controlling these women. Now, let me deal with this, please. I'm a father. I'm a father of 3 girls. I want you to tell me, one of you fathers on this broadcast, who would watch it later or whenever it is, if you know that a man is holding your daughter in a house, having sex with her, controlling her against her will, which one of you will simply go on the news and on Lifetime and on Oprah Winfrey and on The View and say, well, I just want my daughter to come home, and I'm asking Mr. Kelly if he could please send my daughter home because he's holding her against her will, and I would like my daughter to come home. Me? You, essentially, based on what I'm saying, would have kidnapped or held my child against her will, performing sexual acts on this girl against her will, and you're doing all these things to her, and I, as a father, would go on television and say, would you kindly ask my daughter to come home? The police has not arrested me for trying to break your arm for my child. There's no record of my seeking to harm your bodyguards or whoever it is to get to my daughter. There's no record of my trying to invade your house to get to my child who's being held against her will. But I could go on the news and I could make a documentary and be paid for it. Really? That makes sense to you? My child could be held for 4 and 5 years or 3 years and I could just settle for being on television? Stop being deceived by this foolish. Lifetime is out to make money from stupid people. And if I know R. Kelly married Aaliyah at 14 or 15, he had a sex tape with a girl who's 14. What is my daughter doing around him to say she's going to sing? Thank you, Daniel. Thank you so much. They know that he married Aaliyah. They know he had a sex tape with a 14-year-old girl. They know he likes teenage girls, but their daughters could go to be associated with a celebrity. I'll tell you what happened. R. Kelly was so wealthy, or could be still so wealthy. He's the best-selling R&B artist and songwriter and producer. So the money that they were all getting celebrity treatment. Backstage passes, access, free, all access to concerts and stuff like that. They like it. But something is drying up. So please, do not get yourself involved in foolishness. You mean to tell me he has 5 or 6, 18, 19, 20-year-old girls, women, in his house, and not one father could be man enough to step up and say, I will get to you at all costs? Really? 5 or 6 women in the house being kept prisoner, according to them, and one father, one brother, one uncle, one cousin, one grandpa. You mean to tell me nobody in these girls' lives loved them enough to chase after R. Kelly and said, you will let my daughter or my cousin or my niece or my sister go? Quit it, man. Stop the foolishness. Exactly, Claudette. Nobody attempted to burn his house down because you holding my child in there and she wants to get home? What are we doing? Do these girls' family hate them so much to leave them in that environment? Nobody could step up and say, hey, enough of this. I'm getting my sister out of there. And the girls all saying, we're fine. We don't want to go anywhere. It's okay. I'm at peace. If my adult child, upon seeing my effort to rid her from some man who's dangerous, tells me to my face, leave me alone. I'm fine. Nothing is wrong with me. This is where I want to be. I'm not going on any news media to tell them, please send my daughter home. She's a grown woman. But if she says she's being held against her will, then it's going down with me and you. As a father, I am supposed to die to protect my child and my family. So leave me out of the foolishness, please. Don't tag me in nonsense, because I don't want to be a part of it. I refuse to be a part of this foolishness. I don't listen to R. Kelly's music. I don't subscribe to R. Kelly's behavior. And I'm totally against anyone who has suddenly developed a conscience when you knew he had married a 15-year-old girl and you said nothing. I don't want to hear it. And I don't see why the church people and the preachers, even one of them have made a message about this, surviving R. Kelly, surviving Elijah. Come on, man. This is just a fad to destroy somebody and to expose someone it's your time, in other words. If you don't know about the system of Hollywood and who controls it, they make you and then they break you. The music industry is controlled not by black people, and that's a fact. It's controlled by entities who have a principle involved. We make you and then we break you. Because you have made a lot of money from us, it's time to get our money back. How do we get that? We shut you down. Remember Michael Jackson? We make you and then we break you. The rappers who were in jail, what do you think happened to them? That's it, Reginald. And the church has no business getting itself caught up in this hype of R. Kelly foolishness. This didn't happen yesterday. This did not begin last week. He married a 15-year-old girl before this. What does that tell you? Who wants to marry a 15-year-old girl to sit and smile at her all the time? But celebrities couldn't speak of certain things because they are involved in the same behavior. It is normal. They want young women whose bodies and breasts are perked and stiff and everything else so that they can have their desires fulfilled, their videos made, and they're called the bull. You're the man. Then she goes from one person, she passes on to another person, she goes to another person, and then everybody promises her that she's going to get fame. Remember Kim Kardashian? Exactly. You are bounced from one to another in the name of becoming famous. And the same Hollywood has celebrated Kim Kardashian being a loose, promiscuous, no value system woman and said she got rich doing it. So just drop it, please. At least I'm asking for my sake. Do not tag me in foolishness. Did you hear John Legend saying that you must mute the LGBT group who has a little boy named Desmond dancing? An 11-year-old boy dancing for money? Did you see Lifetime make a video on that? Y'all don't get me started now. Did Lifetime make a documentary on 11-year-old cross-dressing drag queen, Desmond I think his name is, dancing in New York City for money? Men are throwing money at him while he dances on stage? Where are you, John Legend? Where are you, church folk? Who is muting them? Oh, okay, so Lifetime doesn't know about that, huh? Do you hear, have you heard one sound? He's gay. Have you heard one word from Lifetime? on a boy dancing for money, and grown men throwing dollar bills on the stage at him? Have you heard them make a documentary? The 7-year-old drag queen, but the 7-year-old drag queen Canadian, exactly. Where's John Legend's voice in that? Did you see The View doing anything on that? Did you see The View doing anything on 7-year-old, 11-year-old boy dancing for money? An 11-year-old boy dancing for money? For grown men throwing money at him? First of all, that's child endangerment. And I think it's Sister Danielle Polanco said it. These people know these things. And you're getting deceived. They know exactly what is happening. But it's all about, okay, let's pay attention to this so that we can have money made. Of course, Lifetime is making millions of dollars from this R. Kelly series. That's the key. So the camera got broken at that time. If you don't stop, church, you'll be swept in a wave of deception. Did you hear them saying that you should deal with the likes of men who had this boy on television saying that he's such a celebrity, he's such an inspiration, and there need to be more boys like him? So there need to be more boys who are going on stage to dance for men to give them money? Oh, church, please, man. I beg you, please. See what matters. Shalom Zero. John Legend was in the documentary now because he is one who's against R. Kelly. So they went and gathered those who were against him and said, we crush R. Kelly, forgetting these other ills that they're not touching. Where were Aaliyah's parents when she married R. Kelly? Did they go to the court and say that this is wrong? Or from day one, they would have known the daughter was getting married. Even if they didn't know, they would have found out. And did they say that he needs to be charged and investigated? And there should be a polygraph test, a lie detector test to see whether he would have slept with my child when she was 15? They never did that. Why? You mean her mother doesn't love her that much? Saints, I beg you as I close, be careful. Once you see there's a wave, a fad, and wicked people having a conscience, run. Run. Flee. It's about the money. I thank you. I appreciate your time. And I hope that this doesn't continue with my being tagged or this coming across my timeline. I can't deal with it. I had enough of it. I've had enough of this foolishness. Talk to me about Polanski and about all these people who are known to have intimate relationships with 14, 15, 16-year-old girls. Please talk to me when they are muted. Please. R. Kelly's music has skyrocketed. Thank you, Norman. It's a game. Please, man. So thank you so much. I appreciate this. And I would not be speaking to this matter again until the girls who are in so much danger, their mother, their father, their brothers, their uncles, their cousins, their grandfathers, their pastor, somebody shows me that they are really in danger and what men do when women are in danger. Somebody forgot that the report is known. It's known that the parents take their children to Robert Kelly for him to train them and mentor them and groom them in the industry after he married a 15-year-old girl, after he made a sex tape with a 14-year-old girl. And you want to be watching Lifetime about you muting R. Kelly? Mute the parents. Thank you. Enough of it. If R. Kelly is going to jail, the parents need to go to jail with him. That's it, Denise. Exactly. Oh, it won't happen to us. It happened to Ali. It won't happen to us. No, it won't happen to us because my daughter is a good girl. I've never known a child to be safe in the hand of a pedophile. Did you see Lifetime or the celebrities making a documentary to say you must mute Theresa May? Theresa May is the Prime Minister of England. Theresa May said that pedophiles deserve to raise children who are not theirs. Did you see any alarm on The View? Did you see the sodomite Whoopi Goldberg saying that that's wrong? The Prime Minister of Britain said that pedophiles, men and women who like children, deserve to raise children who are not theirs. They should be allowed to adopt them. Who is muting her? And y'all want to come to talk foolishness on my page about R. Kelly? R. Kelly is not the leader of a country. She's the leader of England. She leads a nation and territories belonging to the nation, and said that grown men who are pedophiles, not maybe pedophiles, not allegedly pedophiles, who are proven to be pedophiles, deserve to adopt children who are not their own and raise them. And where is Hollywood? Where is Lifetime? I don't see a documentary on that. But R. Kelly, it's your time. His time is up. He has outlived his usefulness. So they're going to seek to destroy him. While you're at it, while you're at work, while you're doing whatever you're doing, if you see this on your timeline, and if you're tempted to get yourself involved in R. Kelly foolishness, just think about the fact that a world leader, Theresa May, has endorsed grown men who are pedophiles and women who are pedophiles adopting children who are not theirs. But that's why you have to adopt them. This is not entertainment industry. This is leading a country with that principle in mind. But R. Kelly is a bigger threat. R. Kelly is a bigger threat than Theresa May, who influences the judicature, the legislator, who influences those who make the law. Kelly is a threat. And May is a good leader. Shalom. Thank you for your time. At least some of you have begun to get the point. You've begun to get the point, and I'm grateful. Bye-bye. I appreciate your time. Bye.